Well, I am having a well-earned rest. I have been in my garden, my back garden, most of the day. It's been a lovely day here near Newcastle. I think the temperature's only been about 18 degrees, something like that, but in my back garden it's always a lot warmer in my back garden, and I had a lot of weeds that I wanted pulling up. I have like a very wide pathway down the middle. It's a very large back garden. Has anybody seen any the gardening videos I put up here? You'll have seen the size of my back garden. And I have a very large path, wide path down, and there was weeds coming up through all the pavement things, and then I have a large patio as well on one side of the garden, and that was all weeds coming up through there as well. And I was glad I had finished Sandra's cardigan. I can relax. I'm busy doing daggeries at the moment, so I know there's no great rush. I wasn't like nearly finished anything, which was when I was doing Sandra's, I was nearly finished and I wanted to get it finished and sent off to her. And I have had an email from her. She received it this morning and she's pleased because she says it's a perfect fit and she loves it. And that's made me happy that I know it's fit her. Because she did send me her measurements, and the measurements she sent for the sleeves seemed very long to me. So I sent her a message back and asked her if she's sure she had the right measurements, because she's not a big person. Because she said she was only 33 chest. Now I was doing the cardigan to 35, and I thought she can't be very big, to have sleeves that length. It's 21 and a half or something like that. So I'd messaged her anyway, and she got her husband to measure her again or something like that. It was only 17 inches of sleeve. So she was glad that I had noticed that, and otherwise I know more or less what length sleeves most people do, going by that chest measurement. If they've got a large chest measurement, they're usually quite tall. Not all of them are like so. I have a good idea what measurements for sleeves and things like that. But anyway, I thought it's time to get into my garden because I had a lot of weeds and that wanted clearing. And in fact, I've got stuff that wants digging up my onions already. I've been checking them and they're really big. With all the tops have flopped down and the tops are starting to die off now, so they're ready to be dug up. But that's for tomorrow. It's going to be another nice day tomorrow. So that's something I'm going to do tomorrow, and tidy up some more of my garden, because there are places where I haven't got anything grown in it and it's just overcome with weeds. It's getting like a bit like a jungle. But when I first went out in the garden, I had a dress on. And it was a really nice summer dress. It was in the video I did yesterday, if anybody had noticed, and it was nice and cool. There was no sleeves and things on. I thought, oh, I'm going to be bending down all the time with this. Not that anybody can see. There's only me in my house. But I thought, I never know who's looking out the bedroom windows. They're going to say what colour knickers I put on the day, didn't they? So I'll go put my t-shirt and jeans on. And I wish I'd put my shorts on. Everything was sticking to me. I didn't realise how warm it was, actually. But I got all of the pathway, the wide pathway cleared, and I got all my patio cleared, and I pulled some weeds out of I've got 4 little squares in the middle of my patio. I've got no flowers or anything in. I used to put flowers in, but when the rabbits started coming in my garden and eating everything, I just gave up on a lot of things. But I think maybe next year I might start putting flowers and things in, because the rabbits have disappeared anyway. But I got a lot of work done, and I'm really ready for this sit down with a cup of coffee. I'm going to drink Elvis to death, yeah. And so I thought I'm going to do a little bit of Tommy's cardigan. I think, yeah. I'm up to the armholes on it. This is on one of the sides, the left side. It's always the left side you start with, because you always cast the stitches off on the right side. But I'm not casting off stitches for this one, because it's you don't cast stitches off, it's just decreasing. And I think the pattern was knit 3 stitches, knit 2 together, or was it slip 1 and I don't know, it's knit 1 through the back of the loop. I better find the pattern first because I'm doing this one off a pattern. I can't remember whether it's slip 1, knit 1 or knit 2 into the back of the stitch. And where have I put the pattern? Oh, it's in there. It's in my knitting bag with the rest of the knitting. Oh, it's slip 1, knit 1. Good job, I looked at that. I don't think it makes any difference because knitting into the back of the 2 stitches would come out the same. But I'm doing what the pattern says. And then I've got to knit the pattern across the... But you know, when I was out in my garden, I've got it, there's a cycle path that runs along the bottom of my garden. I just have to go out my gate and there's a cycle path. It's called the Reivers, and I think it starts in Carlisle and goes a long way. I don't know where it goes after us and goes down Yorkshire somewhere like that. I think it's a proper cycle path that the council started it off. Only thing is, outside my garden there is grass all along, and everybody else's around where I live. There's a grass verge part all behind our back gardens, and then there's the cycle path. Now I used to cut the grass outside my garden, but there's a lot of stones get kicked onto the grassy area with people walking past and dogs and bikes and things like that. And I cut it one day and the lawnmower picked up a stone and it sort of threw it back, and it was like it hit me in the leg, and it was like actually being shot in the leg. It went right through the flesh to the bone, this stone that went in my leg. And it took about 3 months to heal up, and that's put me off ever cutting the grass outside there anymore. I used to walk up and down before I cut it, and just to see if there was any stones, I used to kick them off, but you don't always find all of them because they're hidden in the grass. And it is like a jungle outside there now because nobody else ever cut the grass outside the back garden. The fences, you know, have a fence there. And I went out yesterday when I walked to the post office, and that's the first time since the last time I went to the post office to post somebody else's cardigan off, I think. I can't remember who it was actually. It would have been Angela's, that was it, when I went to post Angela's off. And it is like a jungle out there. It's both sides. It's quite a wide cycle path, but all the weeds on either side that's growing, brambles and everything, they're all coming like this across the path to meet you. And I could have used a machete to get through that yesterday. I had to go from my garden, I think there's my garden next door. There's about 4 gardens I have to go past, and I come up to gates that go across the railway. There's a railway line to go across the railway line. And I was like this and this, pushing the bushes and the brambles out of the way. And that's something that the council should look after. But they don't. The only time they ever come and cut it is if there is some sort of event where people are going to be using the cycle path. I think there's only a couple of times, the cycle path's been there a lot of years. There's only a couple of times we've ever had anything like that, and the council have come and cut the thing. But I think a lot of us that live around there want to start complaining about it because people do come. There's another estate where I live. It's called Moorside, the estate, and there's another estate further over in Backworth, and people come from that estate and they all walk along the cycle path, and they all come past our gardens and that to cross over the railway lines. There's a proper crossing, you know, gates and proper crossing for the railway lines, and they must be having an awful lot of trouble getting through those brambles and things. Well, that's council for you, isn't it? Of course, you know their excuse now, they haven't got the money with this COVID thing. Government, that's what they'll be saying. But anyway, I got my little bit done today, and tomorrow I don't have bingo tomorrow because it was called off because of the having I don't know whether it's somebody's birthday party or somebody they're holding it in the room where we have normally have the bingo, and they only have one large room in that pub. And so they asked us if we would have a different day, and we decided we'd go on Tuesday instead. But then all the other girls started talking. We have like a page on Messenger, like a group thing. We call ourselves Bingo, and we all talk to each other on that thing on that group thing on Messenger. And you all started talking about going to the Gala Bingo, or the Buzz Bingo, I think it's called now, instead on the Wednesday. And I've been to places like that before, and there's no way I'm going wasting my money there. I know for a fact you haven't got a hope of winning anything, because it's too big, there's too many there, and then they have slot machines and things that cost you a fortune. So I just told my friend, I messaged my friend first, and I told her I'm not going, so if you want to go, you'll have to get somebody else to pick you up and take you. I says it's too far anyway, because I have to go a long way out of my way to pick my friend up before we go to the other place. And this place is even further, and I am not spending an hour driving to go and waste money. That's the way I look at it. I like the little thing. I don't mind missing 1 week. We can wait 1 week for the rest of them can do what they like. But I am not going to no Gala or Buzz Bingo. And I haven't got a card for it anyway. My friend has, and a lot of them other ones have, but I used to go to places like that years ago when I was younger, and I'd never ever won anything in any of the times that I ever went. That's why I'm not going as well. I used to go with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and that, and we all used to go, and we never ever used to win anything. So I've got no hurry tomorrow. I don't have to be anywhere. I can just keep on working till whatever time I want in my garden. And that's what I'm doing. The rest of them can go and waste their money at the Buzz Bingo if they want. So that's it's another little bit of a rant, I think, isn't it? Like, really, like, I kind of get away from these rants, and people stop winding me up. Anyway, that's it. The thumbs up and subscribe. And I might let you see tomorrow what my onions are like, because some of them are like that. Massive. I don't know how. There must be all the compost I put in, I think, for them. So we'll give a thumbs up and subscribe. And bye for now.